It's hard not to hate. Developers, studios, companies, when they treat you like garbage and take pleasure in watching you cope. Hate is the only feeling that makes sense. But I know what hate does to a man. It changes him, turns him into something he's not, something he promised himself he'd never become. I'm weak, I'll admit it. Before I say or do anything, this video is a massive paradox. It's a textbook case of do as I say, not as I do. I've for the past, up until recently, 2 whole years, not touched a gacha game. The story goes as follows. I saw an advertisement for an event in Wuthering Waves. It was for Cyberpunk. I thought innocently to myself, hey, cool, I like Edgerunners, let me check it out. Spoiler, I didn't even manage to play for long enough for the event to release. I very quickly realized that the gameplay was just not for me. The combat felt off, familiar, similar to something I'd tried before. That familiarity comes from every masochist's favorite game, Genshin Impact. 2 years ago, I returned to Genshin. I played for the first time in early 2022 till early 2023. I quit for a year's time and once again played the game for a month or so in early 2024. After stopping in 2024, I thought I was done. I thought I'd moved on, and it also felt like that, for a while that is. That brings us to today. I saw it, the teaser for Snezhnaya, the last yet to be released region in the game, and I felt it, a raging longing to come back, genuinely missing the game. I told myself that I hated the game, because I did. I really did. The reason for which I'll get into a little later. I told myself I didn't need it, but it wasn't that simple. The longing was there and it did not stop. And a few days later, after I saw the trailer, I gave in. I reinstalled Genshin Impact and hereby broke my 2-year gacha sobriety. The worst part? I'm enjoying the shit out of the game. It's a fantastic experience when in-game. It's slow, cozy, and not too demanding. It's calming to play. The character designs are great. I even found a new character that instantly shot up in my top 5, Varessa. But that's more of a me issue. Put leg warmers and a skirt on a girl and I'm practically already in love. The game since I last played had actually gotten some improvements. There are teleporters for the new areas that are automatically unlocked. The energy system has gotten very slightly better. Still shit, but slightly better. Some materials previously locked behind quests have gotten a quick access function so that you can build characters without having to do a whole bunch of nothing beforehand. I also found comfort in something I never expected. I've begun to find exploring, just casually exploring, fun. It's calming, and once again not too demanding. It's a perfect way of winding down. So yes, I've started playing Genshin Impact again. Who knows if it'll last for long this time. First time hooked me pretty good, and I have plenty to do now. So we'll see how long I'll be stuck in this chokehold. Because yes, even though I just listed a whole lot of things I enjoy in the game, I'll still warn you. If you've never played a gacha game, start at your own risk. Once you start, you'll never be the same, and you most likely will be tempted in the future if you ever end up like me and escape the cycle. Hate is a strong word, I know. It does, however, fit the way I feel about certain gacha games very well. This video is going to be talking primarily about Genshin Impact, probably the gacha game I've invested the most time into. I've been playing gacha games on and off for over 6 years now, so I believe that I'm sorta qualified to talk about issues with these games. And as the title says, if you've never gotten into gacha games, please don't start now. It's not worth it. I cannot, even though you will hear me saying positive things, recommend gacha games in good faith. And it all starts with gambling.
Let's go gambling! Aw, dang it! Aw, dang it! Aw, dang it!
Gambling is the universal mechanic of all gacha games. It's how you get characters in all of them. And Genshin Impact has an abysmal one of these systems. Mainly the weapon banner. So, if you've never played Genshin before, you don't just get characters through gambling, but you also get weapons for your characters through gambling. Because naturally, it makes more money. Long story short, if you're unlucky as hell and pull 80 times without getting the rarest drop, a 5-star, you'll be guaranteed to get one. But there's a catch. You only have a 50% chance to actually get the weapon you want. And if you lose that 50% chance, only then are you guaranteed to get the weapon you want as the next 5-star. That means you need to pull a maximum of 160 times to get a single weapon guaranteed. But Hoyo decided to be funny, and when a new weapon comes out and the banners change, you're no longer guaranteed the weapon you want. You're back to the start. It resets. So you'll need 160 pulls again. The system sucks. Just straight up. The next thing is the amount of pulls you actually get. For characters, which is what most people pull for, you need 180 pulls to guarantee one. Great, so how many pulls do you get if you don't plan on spending real money? You get an average of around 70 pulls per 40-day patch. That means you need to wait for more than 3 whole months if you don't want to spend real money on the game just to guarantee one 5-star character. And Hoyo sometimes releases 2 new 5-stars in a single 40-day patch. Can you see the problem here? My favorite character in the game is Hu Tao, a 5-star who got released quite early. She's basically the reason I started playing the game. I spent 7 months, you heard me, 7 whole months without pulling, a key mechanic in the game, mind you, to get Hu Tao and her weapon. This system is so flawed, but people speak with their money, and the revenue for this game tells Hoyo that they can get away with it. That they can get away with treating their audience like absolute shit. I hate Genshin, and I love Genshin. I hate that I love Genshin, because I can see the potential of this game. If the devs actually cared about the game, it could have been truly great. But even 6 whole years after release, basic quality of life is still missing. Like my biggest issue with the game, the lack of a skip button. Now I don't usually skip cutscenes or dialogue in games, but I'm gonna be straight. Playing Genshin for the story is like watching Food Wars for the food. Barely anyone does it, because Genshin's story is kinda buns. There, I said it. And this was apparent when I first returned again, because there was a new quest, and it advertised that I would get 500 Primo Gems if I completed it. And I thought, hey, great deal. But there was one thing I didn't realize. The quest was 7 hours long. 7 hours. As of writing this, I beat it yesterday, and as with any Genshin quest, the plot was mid as hell. I hardly ever remember what happens because it's dragged the hell out. So many other gachas have a dialogue skip button. Like Wuthering Waves, I was so happy when I saw the skip button. Genshin devs are insanely good at making the actual gameplay enjoyable, but when it comes to actual quality of life, they don't care. The gameplay feels great, but to keep you coming back every day, they make things locked to only being obtainable on certain days, or having extremely limited resin, which is the resource you need to actually progress your characters each day. They don't fix this, because it'll make the game more lenient in punishment, and it thrives off of FOMO, so it's not in their interest. I play these games for 2 reasons, the gameplay and the characters. If both aren't good, then I'll probably drop the game. So why do you think I've relapsed multiple times? Exactly. Hoyo can make good gameplay and great characters, but they put it together with so much completely unnecessary bullshit that keeps you hoping the game can get better. And sometimes it does, but not enough, because they take 1 step forward and 2 steps back. The game doesn't respect your time, and that's apparent with the quest system. And it saddens me that they don't make more features to make the game more accessible for different types of people, and instead force their shitty, unskippable dialogue on everyone for hours on end. The part of Genshin I love the most is building characters, which is done with a system called artifacts. If you've ever played Path of Exile, it's similar to that, which to me is only a positive, because PoE has my favorite gear crafting system probably ever. The way artifacts work in Genshin is, you can equip 5, a feather, a flower, a sands, a goblet, and a circlet. Each of these have one main stat and 4 substats. Main stats are the ones you get the most of, and you guarantee an upgrade each time your artifact levels up. The substats are where it gets interesting. These are all random, and they can be every stat in the game, except for the main stat your artifact has. Every 4 levels your artifact gains upgrades one of the substats randomly. Getting a perfect artifact is practically impossible, and I like that. That means everyone has a slightly different build, and if someone decides to invest heavily into one character, you can see it. It's a greatly rewarding, yet time-consuming system. And sadly, artifacts cost resin, so you can only get a very limited amount each day. For this one reason, I wish Genshin was an MMO and not a gacha game. Being able to grind this system for as long as I want would be perfect. If you can look past every criticism I have of this game and genre as a whole, that's fine. Start. But I heavily recommend that you steer away from this genre. It's predatory by nature and it'll probably change you forever if you start. Constantly hoping for things to get better and fixed is not a fun feeling. It eats away at you, yet you'll keep coming back, because you'll always remember the feeling of playing for the first time, getting your first god roll on an artifact, and especially the feeling of getting your favorite character.